In this quick tip, we'll focus on acoustic guitars and how to layer a few plugins together to really make them pop. Here's the mix with all the plugins in. Now I'll bypass a few of the key ones. Quite a difference with just a few plugins out. Let's put the limiter back in. Now the other plugins, EQ, Dynamics, and Inflator. So now let's break it down and take a look at just one of these acoustics. We'll solo this up. This is the melody. But since it was recorded in a carpeted area, we're going to put some room sound on it to give it some ambience. And that's dry. So here's our room. It's got a little bit of ambience now. All I did was start with a room preset and modify it for my own needs. I've added some high end with the EQ. That's kind of simulating a little bit of wood, maybe a little tile. Now I've got this set up as a send and return. Here's the send, and the reverb is on an aux channel. Okay, here's the reverb. Could add more. It's nothing. I'm just adding a little bit of low mids and some high end into the room. Notice how short the reverb time is, 1 second. That's because it's a quick picking part. But to add a little more depth, I want to add some plate. So let's solo this up. Here's the Oxford. Again, I started with a plate preset and modified it. There's our plate sound. That's too much. We want it nice and tight. We're combining the depth of the plate with the ambience of the room. So now let's put them together and see what we got. Muted. Let's hear it in the mix. Good, so that takes care of our reverb. Let's look at our EQ now. Solo this up. Now the first thing I'm doing with this EQ is filtering some of the low end. You won't hear that in the mix, and I don't need it. I'm also cutting a little bit of the 130s, that's where the bass resides. Now I've also got a little bump here around 8K to add some pick noise. Now listen to what the different EQ types can also do. Type 4 is very wide. 3 is a little narrower. I'm choosing Type 2 with an even smaller Q or width. Okay, next I've got a little dynamics in. I'm using it for makeup gain. You can see the compression is in. And here's the threshold. I'll exaggerate it here. I'll roll it back to the top and tighten up the threshold. Look at how much compression we have. That's better. It's just barely hitting with a little makeup gain. Okay, let's go to the last plugin in the line here. It's my magic acoustic tool. It's the Inflator. It's going to help add that extra sense of presence to cut it through the mix. Let's push the effect and curve way up. Still sounds good. Let's just listen from the top with these effects and curves way up. It's just a nice presence. We'll bring it down a little bit and then put it back in the mix. Now notice I have the same setup on the rhythm part. Let me just bypass these again. Put them back in. There we go. Combining all the plugins together. There we go. Acoustic guitar using EQ, Dynamics, and the Inflator. And last but not least, the limiter on the master bus, adding just a little bit of input gain.